How much assistance is the Labor government providing for the current batch of returnee ISIS widows, partners and children?
So,
maybe if I just commence. So first of all, as you've heard the government say many times, we have not provided assistance for the return of this cohort or the cohort that returned to Australia a few weeks ago. And evidence was just provided to Senator Duniam about funding that has been provided to states and territories to assist them with the management of those who have returned.
What about paperwork, administration, entry, etc.?
So, Senator,
is there anything beyond that? Or is that it?
We have a legislative requirement to process requests for citizenship by descent.
Yep.
DFAT obviously has a legislative requirement to process valid passport applications, but beyond our legislative requirements, we have provided no assistance.
Okay, thank you. Why are the details being hidden from the Australian public who will be paying for these terrorist lovers to live back in Australia after willingly going to support terrorist partners in their slaughter of innocent people?
So, Senator, from a Home Affairs perspective, I don't believe we have withheld any information. We have been very clear about what our role is and what it is not. And so there is no information that has been sought from me that we have not provided.
Minister, why has the government not been forthcoming with details? And initial denials, and then that morphed to just secrecy, and then all of a sudden the terrorist partners were in the country?
Well, I mean, of course I don't agree with that suggestion, but also I know that I think you, Senator Robertson, certainly others have wanted the government to release all sorts of information about what is happening regarding the monitoring of these individuals, etc. Can I suggest to you that it's probably not a great idea from a national security perspective if we release publicly information about what kind of monitoring is happening of people? It might satisfy certain people's curiosity, but we're not in the habit of disclosing information relating to national security.
I'm talking about their arrival, the whole scenario of the process coming back.
Well, I don't think you can
the Australian
suggest...
people are very concerned about this and haven't been kept informed.
Sure.
Why have you been hiding?
I don't think you can argue that it was secret when there were media crews at the airports for those arrivals. That doesn't feel to me like a secret.
Initially, there were denials, then there was secrecy, and then finally they arrived.
Well, no, what we've said consistently is that that the Australian government is not providing assistance to these individuals for their returns beyond the work that is required for any Australian citizen and following legal obligations.
How did the media know about their arrival?
I have no idea.
You haven't got a mole leak?
I have no idea.
No idea on
No.
a matter that you wanted to keep quiet?
I mean, if the department knows any more, I'm very happy for them to answer.
My understanding is that there were media in situ who were monitoring the movement.
What do you mean by in situ?
In either Syria or in Syria, Senator.
They travel among us, do they? The media I'm talking about.
So, Senator...
That sounds rather conspiratorial, Senator Roberts.
That's what I wasn't implying that, but I was thinking...
Well, I mean, I've seen media coverage myself from Syria, so clearly...
It's hard to believe they weren't informed.
So, Senator, there has been media speculation for a little while that the movement would take place in the short term. I'm assuming, given the footage that we all saw of the women and children leaving the camp, arriving in Damascus, that there were media present because they had been anticipating such a move.
Okay, thank you. How much will it cost Australian taxpayers per person, and for how long, to keep and monitor these threats to Australian residents?
Both the intelligence and law enforcement agencies have a role to monitor any threats to community safety that fall within their threshold. And so they are funded by government to carry out that function. They will make the assessments about what level of activity they need to undertake in relation to these cohorts, and that will be accommodated within their budgets.
Was that not a consideration in approving their entry?
So, Senator, we did not approve their entry. We fulfilled our legislative requirements to the extent that we have to for all Australian citizens, and they returned of their own volition.
Was it a consideration when you approved it that there would be a cost associated with keeping them here?
We didn't approve it. That's what Ms Foster just said. No one...
When you gave them permission to come back in?
We didn't do that.
So what did you do?
We're talking about these are Australian citizens who have a right under the law to come back to Australia where they are a citizen. There was no approval process. And to the contrary, we did not provide assistance to assist with that return. That's the point we're trying to make.
What security, thanks Minister, what security checks have been done for each of these women?
So, Senator, I think that gets to the heart of the Minister's answer before. For us to detail what activities have been taken in relation to the women and children could prejudice the ongoing effectiveness of those checks and operations. In any case, those questions would be ones for the operational agencies carrying out those checks and any ongoing investigative action. But I'm not trying to suggest that they will be in a position to answer those questions, because they will not want to provide any information which jeopardises their capacity to ensure the effectiveness of their activities.
I appreciate your answer.
What I can say generally is that our security agencies have been monitoring these individuals for quite some time, and they're aware of who these people are, and the government has full confidence in our security agencies doing what is necessary to ensure the Australian community is safe.
Thanks, Minister. Were the security checks en masse of the group as a whole or of individuals?
Well, again, Senator Roberts, we're not going to be disclosing in a public hearing how our security agencies keep Australians safe.
Are any of this batch...
I think the Secretary has also indicated you're better off also asking the agencies who are